Welcome guys to Dogs of War YouTube channel. Today we have a pack review or deluxe review of Shadows.
Between the Shadows.
Between the Shadows.
Our latest Scum and Villainy and Jedi deluxe set for the Star Wars LCG.
Yep. And today we have Rob, me, Jesus, and
Tree.
Howdy
folks.
Howdy. Want to start with you, Tree?
Yeah, today we're doing the Dark Side review. These are the bad guys, your Scum, your Sith, your Imperial Navy. And first off, we have a pod called the Hunters. It has 5 health and 1 resource, and has the text, each objective you control gains +1 damage capacity while you control 3 or more Scum objectives. This pod's awesome. In a pure Scum deck, this says all of your pods get +1 health, period. It stacks, so if you have 2 of them in play, they all get +2 health.
And you experienced that in last tournament.
I did in the last tournament. I had two copies of this and a copy of Slave Trade Out, so I had a 7 health, and 8 health objectives. Against a Sleuth deck, they just couldn't handle the fact that my objectives had so much extra health.
Yeah.
It slowed them down enough that I could, start killing and capturing Sleuths and give them a bad time. This is, however, a false sense of security at certain points, because once they kill off your copy of the Hunters, everything else goes down by a point, so I was set up at one point where I had enough damage on each of my objectives to kill them except for 1, and I had a copy of the Hunters in play, and my opponent, I basically had to defend my Hunters with my life because I was going to lose the game otherwise for losing it.
So, what do you think, Rob?
I like this one.
He likes it.
It's solid.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to say about the objective itself is solid. In the pod, we got 5 awesome cards coming with it. The first is Boosh, who is a 2-cost Scum unit. Has 2 Force icons. That's good. 2 health. It has a black objective damage and a black tactics. Keywords are character, Black Sun, and Bounty Hunter, each of which are good for different reasons. It has the reaction. After a Scum unit ability captures a unit from play, increase the Death Star dial by 1, limit once per turn. There's only 3 or 4 cards that trigger this right now because it has to be a unit ability. It has to be a unit ability that is in play and capture something from play. So, Corset Boba Fett triggers this. Yeah. Snuva, who you'll see in a second, triggers this, and I believe there's one more that I can't think of.
The guy that comes into play, double focus him to capture.
Bosk, yes. I should know that. I play him. No edge dependent no edge dependent icons is good. Yeah. Tactics is always good. Scum loves its tactics.
And the limit of 1 per turn makes you want to feel like there's more coming. Mm-hmm. Because now it's hard to play 2 of those guys to trigger this twice.
Things that bump the there's cards in here that will let you do that. I'll talk about that in a second. But no, things that let you bump the Death Star dial are very few and far between, and they're typically fairly limited in their scope of how to do them. Because again, that's stealing a turn, at least a turn from the light side, if not 2. So Boosh, fantastic card. Next up we have Snuva. Is a 3-cost Scum unit. Has 2 Force icons again. Has 2 health. Black Blaster, black objective damage, white Blaster. Character, Black Sun, Bounty Hunter, and Wookiee. So it's a Wookiee Bounty Hunter. And has the reaction. After this unit enters play, capture a target unit that does not match its controller's affiliation card. I wasn't super impressed with that ability until I remembered, or someone pointed out, that neutral is not matching their card. Yep. So as long as your opponent has a neutral card in play, you can capture something. Obviously, if they're playing Jedi and smugglers, you can capture one of the off faction, which would be awesome. But in this case, he's usually not a dead play. Usually you can steal something crappy, either something crappy that takes out a defender, or steal something that's on the Force.
And Snuva, is that alternate universe or the books?
This set, and actually a lot of this stuff comes from Shadows of the Empire, which is a set of books that is between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Oh wow!
So Boosh gets mugged. I haven't read the books in a long time, but if I remember right, Boosh and Snuva get mugged by Leia and Chewie, and Chewie runs around as Snuva for a while, and Leia runs around as Boosh for a while, trying to build up reputation. They scrap that in Return of the Jedi when they just bring in Chewie as a captive to Jabba. It's really weird because you don't see it in the picture here because of the name thing, but Snuva is actually like Chewie with a flat top short haircut. It's really strange.
And
looking.
you never see in the movies the dark side Wookiee.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Yeah.
But again, another solid character out of that set.
And I'm liking also too that they're not giving them automatically a 3-butt.
Yeah, no,
you know
there's
so they're playing around with the cost and efficiency.
Yeah, they're very much so very killable.
Yeah, Han will still whoop their butt.
Yep. But I also like the fact that you get two named good characters in a pod. This reminds me of Findsman's Intuition, where you get Zuckuss and Forlom.
Yeah.
And this is a good pairing to see in here, like fluff-wise and as character ability. Like as their abilities go, they work out Boosh works off of Snuva, and it's a very solid pairing. Next card in the pod is a Better Offer. We've seen this before, but to recap, 0-cost Scum event, has 1 Force icon, and says, action, return a target Scum unit to its owner's hand. There's a lot of uses for this. You can bounce back guys who have been tactics down to the point of no return. You can use it for a heal. You can use it to repeat Snuva's ability or Bosk's ability, or there's just a lot of good applications for it.
Yeah, it's a solid card.
Yeah.
And then being 0 is very good.
Being 0 is good. That means you can play it out. If you don't want it in your hand, you can play it out to bounce one of your cheap guys before you draw. There's just a lot of good application to it.
And you can even bounce it on.
You can bounce on either turn.
Oh no, never mind. Yeah.
Nope, that doesn't work. All right. Next up, we have Payout. Again, another Scum card we've seen before.
Solid.
But so amazing. 1 cost, Force icon. It's an event. It's limited, and says remove a focus token from each Scum objective you control. Note this doesn't have to be played on your turn, so you can play it on your opponent's turn to get up to 3 resources back.
And play a surprise capture or whatever.
Another neat thing you can do with this is good for getting your 2 resource objectives back down to 1 before you refresh, so you can actually use them. I can't tell you how many times I get stuck with one of those 2 resource guys dead for a turn, and you're like, I'm down, I only have 3 resources to play with, I can't do anything. I can't play my boss and win the game, and I'm very sad about it. So Payout, good stuff. Last card is new and kind of crazy. This is a 5-cost event called Show of Force. It has 3 force icons, which you may end up using it for because that 5 is kind of hefty. It has the keyword Black Sun. Action. Put each Black Sun unit from your discard pile into play if able. At the end of the phase, discard each Black Sun unit you control. Note that it does not only discard the ones that came back, it discards all of them. So if you had Black Sun guys in play already, they're going away. This is the win the game card. If you can get like a Boosh, a Snuva, you'll see more Black Sun coming up. It's kind of one of the themes that runs through this set. You can end up picking up easily 7-8 characters on this for a turn and just go to town, blowing up objectives, killing everything that matters. Just capture a dude with Snuva, raise the Death Star dial with Boosh. There's just a lot of good application to it, and for the games where you're not really losing many guys, it's a 3 icons for a.
Is it the first 5-cost event? I think it is.
Yeah, because the Death Star thing is 4, right?
It's 4.
Yeah.
The Boom Planet.
Yeah, I would call it Commence Primary Ignition, but that's not what they call it because they're dumb. Hey.
A great pod, I think.
Oh, it's a fantastic pod.
Fantastic pod. I don't see a bad card.
No, there's a Better Offer is situational. Show of Force is going to be tougher to play, but it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination.
Edge card. Good edge card.
In the most recent tournament we had up here, I ran 2 of these in my deck. I saw Hunters every single game. At least one. One game I saw 2, and it was absurd. There's just nothing bad about this pod for me. I love it.
Very good.
It was a 2-0 into my deck with no question.
Anything wrong?
I like it.
Good.
Definitely solid. Especially with all the effects that come into play effects.
Yeah.
That the Black Suns have.
So I get the best that credit can buy, or money. It's 5/1. Each damaged enemy vehicle cannot trigger its ability. Right now, as far as I know, the biggest one is the Falcon.
Yeah, that would be the big one.
And the one that brings back
Hyperspace Marauder.
The one that brings back the dead.
Yep, that's the Hyperspace Marauder.
Yeah, Marauder.
The problem is you got to get a damage on the Falcon before it disappears, which can be tricky.
Yes.
Usually they shoot and then they pop back out. But if you get the first shot,
that could work. And the Marauder, most of the time, it doesn't attack.
Yeah,
it just sits back. So
that's the one with 2 resources.
There's the one that if you win
the Force, you can put a card of cost
Wasn't there
character
one
of 1 to
one with like 2 resources that you can put into play something that's 2 or less?
That's an Imperial card. You don't play against that scum.
Yeah. And it's a 5/1. It's not bad, but I think it's situational. Then we have Virago.
The
Virago. It's 3 costs, 3 Force icons, 1 black blaster, 1 black objective, 1 white blaster. It's a fighter, vehicle, Black Sun. So we're getting Black Sun. Excuse me. Black Sun on non-infantry units. So you're getting into vehicles now. Action. Pay 1 scum resource to have target enemy unit loses a keyword until the end of the phase. Then this unit gains that keyword until the end of the phase. And it's 3 but. I like it. This could be the first character vehicle.
No, we've got the Falcon.
Is that character?
Oh, you can actually give it the character. Okay, yeah. I see what you're doing there.
I don't know. Why would you do that? But, it's...
denying people keywords. Like it says, your Wookiees can protect. Hey, look, Virago's a Wookiee and Chewbacca's not.
Speeders.
Yeah.
Ewoks, Wookiees.
Yeah, stealing key. I think it's more about stealing the keyword, like getting rid of the keyword on their stuff than putting it on yours.
Yeah. But interesting. I'm looking forward to this model in X-Wing.
Yeah.
It's a cool looking model. Art is amazing, and I think it's a solid card.
I think it's decent. Yeah. I've got nothing really bad to say about it.
3 Force icons, so worse.
It's 3 health and 3 3 health for 3 costs is pretty good on a vehicle. They'll break that on the next card, but
the problem is Sleuth still goes by it.
Yeah, that is an issue.
But it's okay.
Not everything can stop Sleuths.
Yeah. Talking about stopping Sleuths.
And it does.
2 cost Black Sun Hunter.
Headhunter. Z95.
1 Force icons is 1 black blaster, 1 black objective, and 1 white objective. Vega Fighter, Black Sun Mercenary. It has shielding. It's 4, but and it has force reaction. After your deployment phase begins, spend 1 resources to destroy this unit.
Or destroy this unit.
Sorry. And destroy this unit. This one could stop Sleuths. I wish I had 1 more blaster, but it's okay. Then it could kill Sleuths. But having shielding...
Shielding lets you shield your objective on that.
Yeah.
It stops the unopposed. And that's 2 damage right there. It's already slowing down from whatever's coming at it, Sleuth or not.
But would you use this for defense? Most of the time you could use it for offense with the 2 objective damage.
Depends on what you're up against.
Yeah, that's true.
It works well. I think it works well in both situations. I do agree the 2 objective damage is huge. Note that it does say after your deployment phase begins. So it is the beginning of the deployment phase you got to spend for it. And that effect is harder to remember than you think.
Yeah.
Usually your opponent will be happy to remind you when you don't do it.
But it's okay.
Honestly, I thought I was going to try to use it for like 1 turn and then get rid of it, whatever. But it stuck around. Once you get this dude on the table and actually play him, it's such a solid card that
because of the 4 but.
Yeah, the 4 health, and the shielding. Like the shielding is something that Scum doesn't really have.
True.
So it's a neat thing to to be able to keep around for a while. And spending a resource to keep it it hasn't felt like such a huge deal to me as long as you're maintaining. If your deck is built in such a way to have extra resources like the prized possessions and I forget is the holding cells, I think the one that's the 2 resource. As long as you've got some of those coming out and you can keep playing out your cards, you'll have no problem spending 1 on this.
What do you think, Rob?
No, this card's fantastic. I know, but that's the thing is you just have to make sure you put a lot of resources in there. I mean, was it the temples?
Yeah.
Or the
for them it's prized possessions.
Yeah.
Okay, next card is event. Is 1 cost, 1 Force icon, Rise of the Black Sun. Keyword is Black Sun. Action: remove 1 focus token from target Black Sun unit.
I'll look at the rest of them.
It's good. You're trading 1 resource to removing 1 focus from
for an extra attack, for an extra swing inside of combat. I mean,
and since it's an event, it's a trick. So your opponent places an extra tactic, so he knows, okay, I don't have to deal with this unit because he's going to have a tactic at the beginning of your turn. Hey, surprise, he's now available to attack or defend or whatever.
A surprise to defend is always the one that hurts the most, I think.
Because they miscalculated.
Yeah. If they're banking on getting that unopposed and making sure their guy stays alive, or that 2 guys get through and don't get tactics, then all of a sudden you're like, hey, check it out, Prince Azor is going to stop you, or Boosh or Snooba is going to kill you, or
no, this is very good.
Yeah.
0 cost, 1 force icon, warning shot. It's an event. Action: deal 1 damage to target enemy unit. Limit 1 per turn. It's a force choke.
0 cost force choke for vehicles.
Yep.
I'm very disappointed. This does not have the flavor text of quote. I said across their nose, not up it.
What's that for?
That's for Spaceballs.
Oh.
When they fire warning shots like directly at the Winnebago.
Oh.
Because a warning shot where you shoot them for damage is not really a warning shot.
No, it's like I said, it's a force choke for vehicles. So
situational, but
if you play against the speeders, man, this is deadly.
Speeders, you're seeing more and more vehicles in non-vehicle mixed into regular pods and stuff. It's one of the things that's cool about this is that you'll get pods that have a speeder and a character, or have multiple characters and vehicles in them.
Yeah.
So you don't just see pods that have you can't in the old days of the old Star Wars game, you build a deck that was entire vehicles that worked in space, and I built a deck that's entire characters that work on the ground. We just sat there and played solitaire against each other to see who won.
I remember that.
Now you got mixed, and plus your vehicles can interact with your characters. So
it's it might be a dead card for if opponents isn't writing no vehicles, but it's I think it's 1 force icon. So okay, last card, target of opportunity. What else can you say about it?
Blowing up objectives is good times. It's how you win the game. Or one of the ways.
Pretty solid.
Okay. No. And we got this one. Masterful Manipulation. 4 with 2 resource. Scum and Villainy, affiliation only. Reaction. After your opponent turn ends, shuffle this objective back into your objective deck. Draw a card. Seems pretty solid.
It's absurd. I played this in my Scum deck. I managed to, and this is great. This is luck of the shuffle, but shuffle it back in 4 times during the game and have it come back up after having loaded it up for 2 every turn. It was just
it goes after you use it. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So you use it for 2 resources. Your opponent does not kill it on their turn. End of their turn, shuffle it back in and draw a card. And at the start of your turn, you refresh a new resource, hopefully hitting this card again.
Oh, okay. So it's not drawing the card of the objectives.
No, it's drawing a card off your deck.
Oh, wow.
Which isn't going to matter much because you're coming into the start of your turn, but it'll let you have more control over your draw phase as to what you get.
Solid.
Very solid. If they can kill it, though, it's sad because it's only got 4 health. So it's in that very killable range with a single character.
Well, then it might also help with that +1 to...
That does help
one
from
we
the
saw
Hunters,
earlier.
yeah. Bump it up to a 5 or a 6. We have 2 copies of the Hunters.
Right now, there's no cards that for the dark side that triggers off of these leaving play.
Are you sure about that?
I haven't seen the whole pod. So
Why don't we check out the first card in the pod, Rob?
Elite. 5 cost, Prince Zizor.
5 costs, wow.
Yeah, he's pricey.
He's 3 health. He's got a black blaster, a black objective damage, and a black focus. White blaster and a white focus. Character, Black Sun, Elite. Reaction. After an objective leaves play, capture 1 card at random from each opponent's hand.
Oh, it's a multiplayer card.
Yeah. Oh, it works well. It works okay in multiplayer too. But I assure you, in single player games, that's just fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I've shuffled my Masterful Manipulation back into play. I'll take that card from your hand, thank you.
Wow, it's pretty good.
Dude, that spread of icons is it's good.
I mean, he's low on health, but he's still 3 icons, so he's good on that.
Dude, imagine dropping him with 2 of these in your opening hand.
Well, it's risky, but yeah, that's how you actually afford to play him.
Yeah. And imagine did they go in the bottom?
No, they get shuffled.
So they had a chance of coming back again.
Yeah.
My game against Josh in the first round of our tournament, it came back 4 times.
Wow.
It was
You
absurd.
just had you were running 1 or 2 pods.
I was running 1. It's kind of absurd. It was like I said, really good luck. And he was cutting, yeah. So it was like after the first one, it felt like I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. At the same time, I'm like, you did cut that, right? Mm-hmm. Just Josh's luck.
That's how it happens. Black Sun Headhunter. We're seeing this again.
Yeah.
Good card.
That means you can have 4. You can have 4 of those in your deck at this point if you're running both those pods at 2 ofs.
Yeah.
So good.
Good.
2 cost, 2 health, 1 resource character. Black Sun, 1 Black Blaster. Just kind of out there to throw something out there with a little resource build.
They call him the debt collector.
Yeah, I guess it's okay.
I'm
glad he's 2 instead of 1.
He's a non-limited resource. He's got more than 1 health, so he's not easily killed.
Plus, he seems to be in the pod that you need
extra money in.
Extra money.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we got an event called Shadows of the Empire. Play only during your turn. Action. Place a target enemy objective at the bottom of its owner's objective deck.
Ooh. Best card in the pod. That's my call right there.
Wow. That's such a meta thing right there.
Turn 1 getting, for 1 resource, you can may the force be with you, heroes and legends. There's so much stuff you can chuck. There's a card from this box that has a 4 resource count on it that is easy to clear off. That needs to go.
And the one that got restricted.
Yes, Gamor. Pitch Gamor to the bottom. I mean, there are so many things to get rid of with
Not
this.
to mention, it's only 1 cost.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's 2 force icons, so.
And if they have a crappy flop, it's 2 force icons, like you just said. It's like,
something to use to even break up their combo if they're playing speeders, if they're playing Ewoks or.
There's always that objective when your opponent flips over. You're just like, this gets rid of that.
Yeah. And then like Tree said, the name of it is amazing.
Shadows of the Empire. It's that was the title of that like era, and it's like that is my favorite card out of this pod. I would say it's probably the best card out of the pod just because there's so much versatility to it.
Yeah, not to mention
and the 1 cost.
You would like full art. Thank you.
Oh yeah. I want that as a painting in my freaking house.
And the last one is a fake card, the Princess Scheme. If you control a participating unique scum unit, take 1 non-fake card from your opponent's edge stack and place it in your edge stack for the edge battle.
Yeah, steal their best non-fate edge card.
Oh wow! Oh, he put Yoda. Thank you.
Honestly, I had times I've only ended up playing that card once, but it put the fate. Yeah, it pushed the edge like an extra point into my favor, and my opponent had the one where you can play a card from your hand down into it. And it took him out of the range of playing, of no card in his hand at that point. Was able to win it back for him.
Take it?
Because I had taken because this triggers at 4. This triggers pretty quickly. But I had taken enough, and I was enough ahead that he had no card in his hand that could get him there. Whereas with the 1 force icon or 2 force icons I had taken, he could have pushed into a win with something else.
And it's 1 force icon, so
yeah. So that's
adding something to it.
That's the only bad thing. But the good thing is it happens before a lot of other stuff happens.
Dude. That's another solid pod.
Like that pod is 4 out of 5 amazing cards in it, in my opinion. The pod itself, the objective itself is great.
You played 1.
I played 1.
Do you think go to 2 would be?
The reason I only played 1 is because he costs 5. That hurts so bad. I may look back at it because looking at these like the Black Sun Headhunter and Shadows of the Empire and the Princess Scheme, they're just so good. And the I don't like to run too many 4 objectives in my deck just because they tend to get killed early, and especially as the dark side, when you lose 3, you're done. If you flip 2 of these and your opponent has a good start, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And again, as we've said many times, there's no mulligan on those objectives.
No.
All right. The next pod is in quotes, this is an official quote, no disintegrations.
I love it.
I was a little sad to see this does not have a picture of Boba Fett being certainly talked to by Darth Vader on there, because that's where the quote comes from. But it's still actually a pretty cool picture. It's a Saurian getting a blaster shoved in his face, actually by a stormtrooper. Why is that on a scum pod? That makes no sense. FFG, come on. Boba Fett and Darth Vader, where is it?
Yeah.
But to get into the actual content of it, it's 5 health and 1 resource, is the standard. And no disintegration says, combat damage dealt by a bounty hunter or mercenary unit you control cannot be reassigned by the protect keyword. Suck it, Wookiees. Suck it, Jedi.
Somebody's bitter.
I'm so sick of the stupid 2-cost protect Jedi. So sick of that guy, and so sick of what was it, life debt for the gives all your Wookiees protection. Tired of it. Who I shoot is who I want to shoot. I don't want to shoot crappy Wookiee number 3. What do you guys think? Did I say it all? Suck it, Wookiees. Suck it, Jedi. That's it. That's all this card needs to say. Like, I might write that in and be like, suck it. Like, on one, suck it, Wookiees. The other, suck it, Jedi. Because spoilers, I run 2 of these in my deck now.
Yeah.
Solid. But not for the objective. I run it for this guy.
Oh, finally, he's a good
Boba Fett. The fanboy's dream. 4 costs, so he's pricey. He's going to cost you everything on a turn, unless you got more resources. 3 Force icons. No, you don't play him for the Force. You don't play him as an edge. He's got 3 health. He's got Black Blaster, White Blaster. He's got Black Objective, White Objective. He's elite, so he's taking off 2 focus at the start of the turn. And reaction. After this unit resolves a strike, remove all focus tokens from this unit. Limit once per turn. That's right. Han might shoot first. Boba Fett shoots twice. And his flavor text is, you always get what you pay for. In this case, you totally do. This guy solos objectives.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, like, if they don't have a defender, you're like, Boba Fett kills that 5-point objective, and you don't do anything about it. He's not tricky. He's not, like, cute. He's not capturing people. He is just shooting people dead.
To the face.
Like, and the fact that he gets to, like, strike twice in a turn in a combat is huge. So you got to win the edge so you can kill 2 dudes and blow up an objective, because there's nothing fine.
And then you have the pod that lets him remove a focus. You know. Too bad you can't trigger the ability again, but
so he's elite. Yeah, because you can only trigger that once per phase.
I bet you the reason they
however,
did that.
On defense, I can shoot twice again.
I'm so glad they finally did a good version of it, because the first one was
the one from the core set shoots Han and kills him and doesn't capture him. I was like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
That's where Han probably should have had 3 health, or Boba Fett should only done 1 damage. Or had an option to capture instead of killing. But this is just straight up, no fuss, no muss. I'm going to shoot people in the face till they die from a Boba Fett. I'm going to blow up your planet.
I'm sad it doesn't have the capture mechanic of the original one, but I like it.
He doesn't capture anybody. Like in any of the movies, he doesn't capture anything. He follows Han Solo to Cloud City, and Vader captures them, and he puts them in a rock and brings them out.
Oh, he didn't capture?
No, he didn't capture anybody.
Oh,
he told Vader where they were going to be. He was clever enough to figure out the Millennium Falcon looks like trash. All right, shall we move on through the rest of this pod?
Go ahead.
All right, next up we got a Freelance Hunter. This is a 2-cost, 1 health, or 2-cost, 2 health unit with 1 Force icon. Black objective damage, white unit damage. Character, bounty hunter, mercenary. Has all the right keywords for this pod. Does black objective damage on a generic unit. Has 2 health on a generic unit. I just got a text message. I should turn that off.
Kind of wish
solid.
The icons would have been flipped.
See, I'm the other way around. In my scum deck, I need the objective damage more than I need the unit damage. For unit damage, I've got a lot of guys like I forget what they're called. They're called scum something. They have a black blaster and a white tactics. I don't remember. What I'm trying to say is there's a lot of black blasters in the faction. There's less objective damage, and people don't expect too much objective damage out of scum. So this dude's kind of a surprise.
Solid.
It's solid. It's not what you're playing the pod for, but
you play it.
It is not the card you're disappointed in the pod.
Is that going to be one of those cards that there's certain cards in the pod that you like?
You just throw.
If you draw it, just throw it away. Yeah. Not even for
sandcrawlers. Sandcrawlers. Chucking for days. Up next, we have Flamethrower. This is a 2-cost enhancement. It has 2 force icons. It says enhance a friendly character or droid unit. It's a weapon. Reaction. After enhanced unit is focused to strike, deal 1 damage to each participating enemy unit. I'm kind of mixed on this. It's cool against some stuff. I guess it's probably better on defense when they try to make their big final swing on you. I don't know. I see it doing an extra point of damage or 2 if you play it. When I played the deck in the tournament, this was a fate card every time, or an edge card every time. The 2 costs, I'd rather be playing another guy than playing this on any given turn.
Because the problem is the moment you play this, your opponent's not gonna multi-block him.
No.
You know.
I mean, it does. It basically at the worst case scenario, it adds an extra black blaster to you.
Basically.
Because you're doing a unit. You're like, if they only block with 1 guy, you're still doing an extra damage to that unit. So that's not bad. It's just I don't know that I'd spend the $2 on it.
$2, yeah.
When $2 can buy you other characters, they can buy you an extra dude, or it can buy you like some of the cool event trick events you get. I don't know. Yeah. And it's 2 force icons, so you can kind of that's a little bit more valuable.
Can
in
that
a
be
edge
shuffled
stack.
to something you're not striking?
Huh?
For instance, well, actually, never mind.
Yeah, it's a wipe, so it does 1 point.
On something with targeted strike, it might be cool because you can like shoot something that's not in your combat, and then like kind of AOE your combat for a damage. But again, the targeted strike is few and far between.
Yeah.
All right, up next we have prize possession. This is your 1 cost, 1 resource, enhance your play area card. Like I've always said, it's my favorite line of the entire card game. Enhance your play area, it just sounds awesome. In this case, you're adding Han Solo to the wall. And oh look, it's got Boba Fett in the picture. He's hiding in the back. I've never noticed that.
Oh shit.
Doesn't look particularly good, but yeah. It is what it is. You need them in your deck. I was very happy to see it in this pod because when I was rebuilding my deck after this deluxe came out, 4 of the pods that came out of my scum deck had these in it, so I was a little concerned on the resources. Putting them back in with this and one of the other pods, it made me feel a lot better. And finally, we have Entangled, which is something we've seen before. 0 cost event, 1 force icon. Interrupt. When opponent chooses a unit to strike, he must choose a different eligible unit to strike instead, if able, then draw 1 card. Forcing your opponent to swing out of order can prevent them from being from doing a lot of their cool stuff. It prevents their if they've optimized their ways of striking to prevent you from doing damage, it helps. If they have Luke and they have crappy Jedi Guardian #1 who's got a single black blaster, I want that guy swinging before I want Luke swinging.
And mainly it's good for tactics. So
Yeah,
you have to, if you tap if he attacks with 1, you block with 2. He's gonna tactics your Boba to prevent him from killing his shit. Play that. No, you have to target tactics the other guy.
You're not reading the card right.
No.
They have to choose if they're striking with if they have 2 characters.
Have to attack someone different.
They have to pick someone different to attack.
Right.
So if they have Yoda and Crap Guy 1, and they want to swing with Yoda, you make them swing with Crap Guy 1 first instead.
Yeah, you're right.
You're wrapping up Yoda to keep him from striking for a turn.
Okay.
And that way, hopefully, you can have some sort of focus ability, and then you just
And you know what?
focus down.
Worst comes to worst, and I've done this so many times because I'm not a fan of the card. They swing with a single guy, Entangled. Okay, he swings, I draw a card.
Yeah,
It replaces itself if you don't want to play it.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want to play that game, you just tell them, yeah, cool, your Yoda swings instead of your Yoda, and I'll draw a card. So, as a whole, I love this pod. It's got Boba Fett, and really it didn't need anything after that.
Yeah.
Everything after that was just bonus. And again, suck it, Jedi. Suck it.
Okay, I get another scum pod. Out Brawl, 5/1.
Yes.
Each unit gains 1 blast icon. 1
Black Blaster.
black blaster.
Note that is not just your units.
Every unit. So
Everybody
things are dying.
Bar fight, woo!
I like the flavor. Like the concept of it. It's pretty cool.
Scum already has something similar to this, which is interesting. That says I think it's like people who attack. It's like an objective that when people attack that objective, they get a black blaster, or they lose. No, they lose a black blaster, right? Yeah. So that was good security at the bar. This is bad security at the bar.
Somebody that likes to hang out in the bar. Zika Thine.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, sweet. 4 cost, 1 force icon, 3 health, 2 black blasters, 1 white blaster, and 1 black tactics. Character Black Sun.
Black Sun keyword.
Yep. Force interrupt. When this unit is destroyed, destroy each other unit in play. It's a Wrath of God in a stick. It's a board wipe in a stick.
All men must die.
You know, it's the second board wipe that Darkseid has.
Yeah, because they get one on objective, isn't it?
No, they have one that puts all the characters back to your hand. Is it or on the?
I thought that was a rebel card. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, this is a board wipe.
Doesn't see play much. This one might.
Solid. You know, with his pod, he gets 4 blast icons. You know, odds are he'll die too.
The cool thing with the coolest thing with this is if you swing at them, they don't really want to defend with enough to kill him because they don't want their board unless their board sucks, in which case they want to try to kill him. But if their board sucks, hopefully they can't do 3 damage to kill him.
And one thing people have to remember that you cannot optionally not strike.
Yeah, exactly. Once you strike, you do all of your do all of your icons all the time. And if you leave him open on defense, you know, they have to swing with not enough to kill him. Otherwise, you wipe out their board on their turn.
Yeah.
And hopefully, you've got the stuff to recover well enough on your turn.
You play a lot with the there's no way to kill it yourself.
Not that I can think of.
No.
I can't think of any card that says sacrifice this dude to do anything.
Well, that's what is anytime that guy goes away, is it destroyed when it's removed from the board?
Mm. That's what
I was looking at, that one board that brings all your Black Suns in.
Oh,
so what does it say? It says when he is destroyed. Yeah, so he's gonna be.
Yeah.
Does it destroy?
Put each black. Well, it doesn't say destroy. That's what I was looking at. Put each Black Sun unit from your discard pile into play, if able. At the end of the phase, discard each Black Sun.
Nope. So he will not trigger on an all-out show force.
Okay.
Which is okay.
Okay. So he's cool.
Also, remember, if all units have an extra black blaster, assuming the subjective's in play, he's a lot easier for your opponent to kill.
Yep. And if you have 2 of these, he is gonna die.
Like in an all-out brawl, R2 and 3PO have guns. Like someone is handing out pistols at the door.
Second card, Debt Collector.
Yep.
She already talked about him.
He's okay.
He's okay. Third card, 0 cost, 2 force icons. Event, Armed to the Teeth. Reaction, after a friendly unit is focused to strike, change each of its combat icons to a blaster icons until the end of the engagement. Us friendly units. I wish you could do it on their opponents.
You can be like Emperor gets 5 black blasters, whatever.
So this pod is all about killing guys.
Yeah, pretty much. This is the combat damage pod, it seems.
Yeah.
Armed to the Teeth is cool. If you need to shoot down something big, like if your opponent attacks with Home 1, the Falcon, something like that, and you block with someone who's got a bunch of objective. You block with someone who's got all objective damage and be like, yeah, I'm just chump blocking, and nope, he's armed to the teeth. Pew pew pew.
Yeah.
Kill your Falcon.
Not to mention it's 2 fate.
Yeah,
for 0 cost.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Entangled.
We just talked about.
Yep, and Heat of Battle.
Yeah, Heat of Battle.
Yep.
Oldie but goodie. Again, unit damage, killing dudes.
It's a cool pod. Do you play it?
I did not, but it's not in the style of my deck.
Yeah.
I think it's more aggressive and.
I'm hoping this could bring out some new decks.
Yeah, I can see something built around it.
Because there's no capture stuff in mechanics, so that's normally what Scums does.
It is just killing dudes on the board.
Yeah. So I can also see this splashed.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. Like a Stormtrooper deck with these guys.
Yeah, killing dudes every day.
And then that's the last one?
All right.
Nope, I got one more after that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, we got Family Connections. 5 health, 1 resource. Reaction. After you refresh, place 1 shield on each trooper unit you control. Seems like a good time.
It's absurd. It works in concert with a lot of dirty stuff.
I'm hoping this will be the pod that pushes troopers into.
If you want to see a game where this unfortunately does not work very well for an opponent, watched game 1 of or game 2, I think, of our December tournament, our January Star Wars tournament. Yeah. I play against a Troopers deck. He draws 6 Troopers the entire game. And does not get this objective. It's tragic, but I could see where it was going, and it was going bad places. Fun fact: Brad had 16 resources available on the board at the end of the game. Yeah, and nothing worth playing.
No. Fortunately, that's how it is sometimes.
Yes, indeed.
All right, we got General Teague. He's 3 cost, 3 health, 2 objective damage. Character Officer. Interrupt. When a trooper unit you control with printed cost 2 or lower would leave play, return it to its owner's hand instead.
Wow.
Nuts.
Seems like a good time.
Yeah.
So good. Again, this pod just screams play a trooper deck, and they're giving you the tools to make it worth doing.
Yeah.
Not to mention, is there any? I don't recall. Is there any troopers that have resources?
Troopers, no. There are cards in trooper pods that have resources. So what's next?
All right, we got Security Task Force. 2 cost, 1 black blaster. Character Trooper, Protect Trooper, and it's a 2 health. Just seems to go good in the pod with the old Trooper.
Yeah. There's nothing shiny or fancy about it, but
Just seems solid.
Protect is good.
And there is 2 in this pod. Of
Yeah,
that.
and you protect your guys, then bounce it back into your hand. Next turn, protect again.
Yeah, dude, keep the guys that are worth keeping alive. Let these guys die, bounce them back to your hand with you get you the nail on the head there, Izzy's.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of protect.
And they're with a black blaster, they make a decent chump blocker.
Yeah. And you get 2 of them in the pod.
So you get 4 in your deck. That's pretty good.
All right, we got a 1 cost enhance. Imperial Discipline. Skill, enhance your play area.
Yes.
Reaction. After a trooper unit you control leaves play, your opponent must deal 1 damage to an objective he controls. Limit 3 times per phase.
Ow.
Yep. Yeah, they do that.
Ooh. It's not unique, so you could have 2 of these.
Yes, you can.
That's pretty good.
It costs 1.
Wow.
And it comes.
Now I want to build one now.
Troopers are good. Right? Troopers seem pretty good right now if you get the right stuff.
And the last card, which I have to say this is beautiful. 1 cost.
It's ironic though. They're not precision.
Yeah.
That makes it funnier.
Yeah.
Because only Imperial Stormtroopers are so accurate to hit the broadside of the barn-shaped thing.
Exactly. We got a 1 cost event called Precision Fire. Action. Until the end of the engagement, each trooper unit you control gains targeted strike and forced reaction. After this unit resolves a strike, discard it.
So yes, after you precision fire, all of your troopers die.
Mm-hmm. Or they go back to your hand.
Yeah.
If you have Teague out.
Wow.
This shit's brutal. Straight up. Just.
Do you imagine this with Out Brawl, getting all these guys?
Troopers are already heavy on. Well, troopers are usually heavy on
blasters.
The unit damage, and just they target. Yeah, target strike is just I think the idea behind the trooper deck is you do one of those on a strike with 3 or 4 dudes and wipe your opponent's board, and then continue on your merry way.
Yeah. It takes you a few times to destroy objectives, but whatever.
I don't know, it's solid.
When you wipe their board, if you can wipe off Luke and Yoda and Leia off their board with 3 stormtroopers through targeted strike when they didn't defend, I think that's worth a couple of stormtroopers going back to your hand, and I think you got free reign at that point.
Yeah.
No, it's I love this pod because it's promoting another theme deck.
Yep.
And
one that's already there, but is not it's not prevalent in the meta, and actually was. When I had it built, it was a Imperial and Sith deck. This looks like it builds more towards just straight Imperial at this point because you've got enough pods to do it.
And I don't know how competitive would it be in the national meta thing, but one of the things I love when I play Star Wars the LCG is playing theme decks.
Yep.
They won't win all the time, but they're so enjoyable. I had a deck that was Leia, Capture, Rescue, and I loved it. It was fun. The Wookiee decks are fun.
Speeders. I love my speeder deck.
Ewoks.
Ewoks are actually like a thing.
I know.
Crazy.
The Star Destroyer, or the Death Star.
Yeah.
So I'm props to FFG because I'm all for, promoting the theme.
One more.
The last one.
The Sith Pod for the deluxe. This is called the Investigation. 5 health, 1 resource. Lusankia? Probably a planet name. I don't know what it is. It's the only time I've seen the keyword. This one is limit 1 per objective deck. So you're only getting 1 of these in your deck. Reaction. After this objective is revealed, name a card. While this objective is undamaged, your opponent cannot play a card with that title. No Yoda. No Millennium Falcon. No Han Solo. No Sleuth Scout. I said that earlier. It makes it absurd. You can hurt a deck so bad with that. I think it's fair because if they can get 1 point of damage on it, it goes away.
Yeah.
But Sith is also the faction that has several ways to remove all the damage off of one of their objectives. I think this is. I know this is going to see play. There's almost no question in my mind on this.
Even if you delay them for 2 turns, 2 turns of them not playing the optimal cards in their hand.
If they don't play their Yoda on turn 1, I'm pretty happy. And I think it's definitely needs to be limit 1 per deck because we were talking earlier and we said if you could have 2 of these in your deck and you flop them both against like Jedi and said no Luke, no Yoda, they struggle for quite a while.
Here goes Leia trying to destroy objectives.
Alrighty. First card of the pod is a 4-cost character named Yasan Isard. We know her well from X-Wing as well because she's pretty good at X-Wing.
Oh, sure. See, she is an X-Wing.
She's got 3 Force icons and 3 health. She has a black objective damage, black tactics, white unit damage. She's worth a resource. Character and officer keywords. Reaction. After an opponent plays a copy by title of a captured unit or enhancement, reveal that captured card to return the just played card to its owner's hand. What this means is if I have any copy of Yoda captured and my opponent tries to play another Yoda, I trigger this reaction. I say, hey, look, I've already got a Yoda. You can't have him. And it goes back to their hand.
That's awesome.
And it's not limited once per turn, so they can't just replay the guy again. Well, they can. You just flip it out again and be like, hey, I still got your Yoda.
Yeah. I always thought, I think it would have been too powerful, that the capture mechanic was that built in. That if I captured Yoda, you can't play a copy of Yoda.
Yeah.
But for balancing purposes, that would have been the mechanic very strong.
Is that same named?
Same copy by title.
By title.
So it could if I have any Yoda captured, it doesn't matter which version of Yoda you play, I still can trigger.
But if it said Yoda, the Master Jedi.
Yeah, if they make like Jedi Master Yoda, that would not be the same as Yoda because it's not the same
title
name by
has to
title.
be the same. Yeah. The name of the card.
She seems pretty solid.
Yeah, she's okay. I don't see her doing it. How's her? She's 3.
3 health.
That's not bad.
No, that's pretty reasonable.
Because you don't want her to die, so you're more likely not going to put her in combat unless it's a short thing.
I don't know.
So I like the resource because that way you can use her.
Yeah, she's got
resources since that way you don't get her to.
I agree.
In danger.
Up next we have Imperial Intelligence Officer, a 2-cost, 1 health, 1 Force icon unit, black unit damage, white tactics, character and officer keywords. Reaction. After this unit enters play, look at your opponent's hand.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's a dude with white tactics. It's not horrible.
Yeah, it's tactics.
When in doubt, if your opponent's tapped down, push him forward and get another tactics on or another focus on somebody. You get 2 of them in the pod. They're okay. I mean, you get a look at your opponent's hand. Gives you an idea of what they've got for fate cards, what they have for reactions, what is coming up. Yeah. It's doable.
It works with your. Isn't the other Sith capture pod is the one that has the name of card? If they have it in their hand, you capture it.
I know there's a scum card that does that. It's called Get Me Solo.
Okay, so that works.
That would work well with Get Me Solo. So I think this is definitely this almost doesn't feel like a scum or a Sith pod. This feels like you want to throw it into a scum deck and or something like that.
But there's another one that has the probe droids.
I haven't looked at scum there's
another pod that has some capture mechanic into it too. So it'll be the second pod.
We'll do more research and not get back to you on that because this video will be posted long before then. Up next, we have a card called Confiscation. It is a 0-cost enhancement. It has 2 force icons. It's a condition. So Maester Crescent can get rid of it? No, sorry. Wrong game. It says enhance an enemy character unit. Action. Capture a light side card attached to enhanced unit. So what this does is you put this on your opponent's card, one of your opponent's characters, and if they play any attachments on that card, you say, as an action, I capture that attached card.
But you guys will put it on already.
A card that already has something attached. So if, for example, someone is playing the new Luke, who benefits very well from having having enhancements attached to him, you attach it to Luke and say, I take your lightsaber, I take your training, I take this, I take this.
Where do you put him at?
Huh? It says capture, so you had to put them under one of your objectives.
Nice.
And then when they try to say, no, I'm playing a new Luke's lightsaber, you say, no, I don't, I've got his Yusan.
Yeah.
Because I've already got that. That's kind of cool. I like it. It's a very flavorful card. It's appropriate because, you say, hey, you, give me all your stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that still counts towards his enhancements, though, too. Isn't that an enhancement?
It is an enhancement, yes.
Yeah. So he'll get 1 instead of 5.
Well, yeah. All right, and our final card here is Official Inquiry. This is a 1-cost event. It has 1 force icon. Action. Look at the top 3 cards of an opponent's deck. Capture one of those cards and place the others back on top of the deck in any order. Look at their deck. Look at their deck. Pick the best card or pick the card you want, and yeah, that's good.
This is solid,
You're setting them up for a draw. A little bit. I mean, if they're probably drawing more than 2 at the start of their turn, so you're not really doing much with that. You can do some cool tricks though against Gamor. You can set that. Yeah, you capture one of their cards and set them up so they've got 1, like a crappy 1 or a 0 at top. So they don't get to win the force out from under you. Or you bluff them and put like a 5 on top and they don't trigger it and you laugh at them.
Yeah. It's has very strong capture mechanics.
Yeah.
It's nice that they're splashing some of the capture mechanics into the other pods.
Yep.
So you don't have...
It's heavy in Scum, though we didn't get too much more of it in here. We only got like 1 or 2 new cards that capture in, like, Snuva does it, and Prince Jazor does it, and... Might have been 1 more. I don't remember exactly, but it's been too long.
This is just the dark side.
Yeah.
The light side we'll do it in another part 2, since there's so many cards. But what do you think about this?
This deluxe set blew me away. It's like the last deluxe set came out. It was cool because Scum and Smugglers didn't have enough to actually build a deck for them in the core box. So you got stuff, and it's kind of cool. The Scum kind of sucked. Smugglers was good. Scum was kind of shit. Was kind of bad in Edge of Darkness. We had to buy 2, which kind of hurt. I like that this is you only have to buy one of these deluxe sets, but they've put so much new variety into this, and there's so many pods you want to play. They maintain the Black Sun theme throughout most of it. Scum rules at this point. It's awesome.
I think this is the best. I'll say it is right at the moment. It's the best deluxe set they have made. Mm-hmm. If somebody wants to play Scum, core set. I don't know if you need a core set.
Yeah, you do need a core set for a few things. Well, actually, it's more realistic. You need a couple of the pack. You need the pack that comes with slave trade and
and just this, man. And you could even just buy this deluxe set and play the game. To be honest,
there's one of the things that's cool is they provide you a list in there for Jedi and for Scum that says here from this box. Here's the 10 objectives you play.
Oh wow! So
yeah, no, that's a lovely 1-page insert. They do with most of their deluxe sets and core sets. Is if you're brand new to the game, they tell you what deck to build out of what you have what they've given you.
But I think it's the best deluxe. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I agree.
Solid.
It only gets better when we look at the light side. So.
Yeah, light side gets their side their turn to shine. So
yeah.
Thank you for watching, guys. And I'll see you in part 2.
See you on the light side.
See ya.
Yeah.